Well, 2020's summer fragrance trends are crisp, tangy and fresh. Editor Trudy Brewer from Beauty EQ says this new breed of fragrances will get us noticed through a summer of social distancing. Good morning, Trudy.
Good morning.
Great to have you in person with me today.
Beautiful home. Thank you for letting me in.
It's lovely to have you here. Now, one of the things that I love about perfume is smelling it on other people. But with social distancing, how is that going to happen now?
Well, I think perfume companies have got onto that, and there's actually been a reinterpretation of a lot of scents, and there's a lot more woody and a lot more vanilla-based scents, and those fragrances tend to travel from you. They're a lot more potent, and it's really interesting. Some of the ingredients are more commonly used in men's fragrances, but they're actually switching things up and using them in women's fragrance. So I think maybe it's a diversity trend, or potentially that's social distancing, so you can share your fragrance without getting too close.
Oh, vanilla is one of my favourite scents. I know it seems quite boring, but it's not. It's just classic.
Well,
and
it's
timeless.
warm and comforting, and
Yeah.
right now people want that. They also want fresh and uplifting and energising, and that sense of optimism, which citrus fragrances give you.
Absolutely. There's also some herbs making a bit of a comeback, or
As I just mentioned.
Yeah.
And I find that fascinating. Sage, which is one of my favourite herbs, that's probably the most common. There's thyme, and then there's mint, which actually gives the fragrance a little bit of zesty sort of vibe, which I like in a fragrance. I tend to go more for the fresh, light, citrusy. But mint and vanilla together is a beautiful combination as well. So, yeah, I think it's a really fun time in fragrance land.
That's almost like a mojito.
Yeah.
A
Well,
mint
that's
and vanilla
right.
and citrus smell.
Actually, a lot of them smell like cocktails, to be fair.
Love it. Why are we so enamoured with perfumes with citrus notes, do you think? And is there a new twist on those classics for 2020?
Look, a citrus gives fragrance that freshness, and it's usually in the top note of a fragrance, so that's what you'll smell first. But also, it does boost your serotonin levels, so it's a feel-good fragrance. It also helps to calm down your anxiety. So as an ingredient in a perfume, you want to spray on your fragrance and feel good. So the base of citrus in the top and the bottom notes sometimes, and also vanilla, which helps to accentuate that freshness. So it's a very, very common ingredient, and it ranges from bergamot to vanilla to grapefruit to orange. So it's a really lovely time for if you like that type of fragrance.
Oh,
to
I'm really
actually embrace it.
excited. I'm going to get out of my fragrance rut and
Yeah.
try something new.
I know, and actually another really, really strong trend is fragrance companies are actually trying to incorporate a journey in the scent. So we're not going anywhere, borders are closed, so I feel like this could be an adventure in a bottle that you may not have, because 35% of our sense memory is from where we have been, whereas our visual memory is only 5%. So our sense of smell is incredibly potent, and it tends to guide us in life without us knowing.
Oh, absolutely. I love a good smell. I also love a good bottle.
I
You've
know,
brought some
I've got
beautiful
so
ones in
many
today.
here, I don't even know if we're going to get through them all. Should we start?
Absolutely, show us what you've got.
Now, I can't hand them to you this week, but next week maybe. Chloe. Chloe fans will love this one, a newbie. Rose is the base of all the Chloe fragrances, but with this new one, it's called Rose Tangerine. So I'm going to spritz a bit over, so hopefully it'll come your way. So that one has got the rose, the tangerine, and blackcurrant. So it's very fruity for anyone who likes that.
Hasn't woken up Alpha yet.
No.
Is that your feet?
It's gorgeous. The other one that we've talked about off camera is Givenchy have launched a new interpretation of Les Eaux de Tea, which
Look
is
at that bottle.
French means forbidden. I don't know if I've told you this story, but it was a gift from Givenchy to Catherine Hepburn. This is you will love this one because vanilla, orange blossom, tuberose, and vanilla. Your house is going to be either heavenly or pongy by the time I leave.
Oh, I love that one.
So yeah, a patchouli, vetiver, and vanilla bean. Also black sesame, absolute, which is it gives it a bit of a spicy, nutty sort of after smell, which I really
that's
like.
divine.
Abercrombie and Fitch, which you would probably know from the t-shirts,
Yeah.
which are a great, sporty fragrance. They've got a new one. Now this is a woody floral. This one's called Authentic Night. I think the bottle is a gorgeous colour and shape, and it's got this little magnetic lid so it doesn't fall off in your handbag. There we go.
Almost looks like a gin bottle, that one.
It does actually, you're right. Blackcurrant, red apple, pink peppercorn, jasmine, and then a little bit of wood, sandalwood and patchouli to make it last, because those woody notes are what makes a fragrance last, so that's a goodie.
Oh yeah, that one's just hitting me now. It's lovely.
2 newbies. I won't spritz these, but you'll be able to tell what's in them from the interpretation. Aqua Algoria, which is a brand of a collection of fragrances by Guerlain. They've got 2 newbies. They've got Granada Salvia, which is sage, and Orange Soleil, which is just orange. It's amazing. So this one's got the sage and bergamot, rose, patchouli. I mean, look at that bottle.
Beautiful.
A bit of a nod to their bee, which is their ambassador of the brand, that hexagon. And then the orange here, Orange Soleil, bergamot, pink pepper, and the mint that I was talking about before. So super, super fresh and gorgeous.
Love it. Can't
Lovely
wait to
for
smell
you.
that one.
Lovely for
We're
you
not
playing
social
tennis.
distancing. Yes.
J'adore, Officinium, which is a hard one to pronounce. They've got a newbie too. I mean, this is a classic fragrance, J'adore by Dior. I actually didn't love their first one, but this interpretation of the new one I do. So I'm going to spritz this for you.
I'm going to smell amazing by the end of
I
the day.
know,
This is
again,
divine. Come anytime with all
bergamot.
your perfumes.
Bergamot and
Oh,
blood
wow.
orange. I know, isn't
That's
it?
so fresh.
It's stunning. So bergamot and blood orange, pink pepper, rose, jasmine, lily of the valley, and lang lang, which is another really potent. It smells a bit like tubet rose. It's quite a potent white flower that gives that real longevity. Isn't that
That's
divine?
stunning.
I know
That's
when I
stunning.
first smelled it, I
Yeah.
thought, oh, hang on, I do
Yeah.
love this.
It reminds me of something from yesteryear. I'm not sure what, but maybe a rose or something. It's beautiful.
Or maybe a holiday you've had
Yeah.
somewhere. Who knows?
Yeah.
This
finally-
one, yeah. Now this, I had to bring this along because Carolyn Herrera, who is another designer, she has launched a fragrance called Good Girl. But this, your daughter would adore.
Yes.
This one is called Fantastic Pink. What else would you call something like this? Tuberose, jasmine, and tonka bean. If you can't afford to buy designer shoes, you
Yes.
could actually buy this, couldn't you? Just imagine that on your dressing table.
That'd be great for the Christmas stocking, I reckon. That's
I
a
know,
goodie.
and
yeah.
I mean it's for a young millennial,
Yeah.
obviously, because that pink colour. And then finally, this is a real departure for Giorgio Armani. They've launched one called My Way, again, really to capture that millennial audience. I might give you a spritz of this. We can't decide in the office whether we like this or not.
Well, I've got about 7 other fragrances
I
all
know,
mixed in with
it's
this
hard,
one.
and now it's very hard for you to say. A woody floral, tuberose, jasmine, again, orange blossom, cedarwood, and vanilla. I thought
I think I like the layer of that on top of the other one. It's beautiful.
it's sort of impossible, but you know what? You need to try fragrance. You need
Yeah.
to step into store, spritz it on. Only 2 on one day. Any more than that, and you do get a little bit of an olfactory overload. But there's so much happening. I think I counted 25 fragrance launches this summer. So, you know, in a recession, those little upbeat things like a bottle of fragrance really makes you feel good.
Absolutely, Trudy. Thank you for bringing all of those to our attention today. I am going to smell, and so's the dog.
I know.
Best he's ever
The
smelled.
dog hasn't woken up, so he hasn't actually
won't.
voted which one he likes. She likes.
Thank you, Trudy. We'll see you next time.
Okay.
And for more from Trudy, head to her website, beautyeq.co.nz.